The situation in Ebony Park in Tembisa is relatively calm after residents embarked on a protest this morning demanding uninterrupted water supply. According to residents, they only get running water for few hours at night. SABC News reporter Neria Hlakotsa is in Ebony Park and joins us live now with the very latest. Good afternoon, Neria. It does seem as though the situation is relatively calm now. Residents have dispersed, but share with us what exactly was at the center of the protests.
Good afternoon to you. Well, residents of Ebony Park are merely calling for Joburg Water to deal with their water issues. What they're saying here is that they've been struggling to access water. They always get water cuts. The residents are saying that the only time they get water is during the night, and during the day there is nothing. What they also added was the fact that now this issue of water has affected schooling, because the children are now only going to school for a few hours and they would have to go home because schools also do not have water. And the residents here, they actually started protesting since Monday night. And one thing they were also telling us is that they will continue until this issue is sorted out. According to them, of course, this issue started some 3 months ago, but it's getting worse now. And what is also part of their challenge here is that they're not even getting notifications so that they can prepare themselves for those water cuts. But I just want to bring in one of the residents right now. Karabo, thank you so much for joining us. Maybe come closer a little just to give us a sense of your crisis at this point. And of course, what do you want now that you've blockaded roads and you've been protesting since Monday?
Good afternoon to all the viewers. My name is Karabo from the community of Ebony Park in Midrand. So basically from Monday evening, the community started to block the roads, burn tires and so forth because we have been having a constant issue with water supply. It's been going on for months, and what used to happen is that Joburg Water would give us notices that they would cut water maybe on Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. It has gotten out of hand that our water has been taken every single day without any notification from Joburg Water.
And how's this affecting you as residents, perhaps?
It's affecting us a lot because, number one, like when you take instance for school children, every single day our school children need to leave school they leave home to go to school, but by 10 o'clock in the morning already the school sends them back home, and the kids are not getting the education that they deserve, number one. Number two, we've got pensioners, 80-year-olds, 85-year-olds that need to wake up around 12 midnight, 1 a.m. to fetch water somewhere so that they can survive during the day. It has resulted in some other children even getting sick, infections, bacteria at schools and everything. And the community is just frustrated with the ongoing thing. Even now, as I'm talking to you now, we don't have water.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to also bring in the ward councillor of this area, because residents have been saying that they tried to also speak to her so that they can deal with this challenge. Ward councillor, thank you so much. Let's talk about this issue here. Residents said they've knocked at your door, they've tried to get assistance from you. What can you do right now? You have an angry community that's merely demanding an uninterrupted water supply.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Supe, responsible from Ward 111, Ebony Park, Galfontein, Umkhele. Yes, yesterday a community vele meqala beyinami. So up until today ngisesene community. Demand a community E1 icela amanzi emathepini wabo. And as a ward councillor, I try to communicate with Johannesburg Water, the MMC and the office of the Premier. I started to communicate in the office of the Mayor. So the same community but give me no councillor asisafuni uMayor sifuna iPremier uqobo lwakhe uPanyaza Lusufi. I communicated in the office ka Premier. I-office ka Premier babonisa ukuthi uPremier Panyaza Lusufi akekho khona nje around. So i-community ngabuyisela umlayezo kubo ngibatshela ukuthi uPremier akekho. Kodwa ke babonisa ukuthi makuze omunye oyilunga le office la ka Premier. Office la ka Premier makumele eze i-community futhi yachinja yathi no asisamfuna uPremier
But Councillor, i-community yasho ukuthi bona bafuna amanzi. Yes, of course they want upremiers oba addressa, they want this. But the gist of it ukuthi bafuna amanzi. Bangawathola amanzi in their taps as they want.
Yingako ngithi kuwe as okwamanje iJohannesburg water mesikhuluma nayo. iJohannesburg ibonisa ukuthi it's a program yeGauteng. Akusike eBony Park kuphela. Kodwa as a ward councillor ngingeke ngiphendulele iJohannesburg water ngithi yebo amanzi bazowathola manje. Kodwa la sime khona manje in few hours simele uMMC we-infrastructure uJackson Kwayela ne-management eJohannesburg water. Ngithembisa i-community ukuthi bona mebafika yibo abazokhona ukuthi baphendule i-community bakhona ukuyitshela ukuthi ngubani isikhathi amanzi azabakhona bakhona ukubafa konke ngamanzi.
Councillor, thank you so much for your time there, Councillor Priscilla. Just basically saying her hands are also tied, but she is waiting right now for the MMC of infrastructure. I will just ask Ngosi to show you the residents who are also just waiting here for the MMC. They did say that they will not be going anyway, but another thing that the residents are saying is the fact that this protest will continue if they do not get water in their taps. You must also note that the residents have been getting water storage tanks, but they are saying they're not happy with those. They want actual water in their taps. So it remains to be seen what the MMC will say to these residents that will make them perhaps go back home. But like one resident said, Karabo, that their biggest issue is that their kids are being affected, the children are being affected, their education is being affected. They can't even study for the whole day, and that is one thing that is crucial to them. He also added to that, the elderly are also the most affected because this water only comes back at night for a few hours, and they would have to put water in the buckets. And I would have to tell you, when we were entering this area of Ebony Park, we saw people with buckets, people trying to get water, people lining up in various parts of this township just to ensure that they get water. But for now, we will wait for the MMC for infrastructure to hear what he would have to say to these residents.
Neria, just before I let you go there, on the water tanker situation, they're unhappy. Of course, it's an interim solution always. But how frequent does the water tanker come there?
Well, the issue of water tankers, and it's something that these residents have also raised, saying that yes, they do get these water tankers, but sometimes they do not arrive on time. Sometimes it passes days where there is nothing and the water tankers are ultimately empty. But let me bring in someone who was actually touching on this issue with me earlier about the issue of water tankers. Aribue hape ka issue e ya di water tankers. Le ne le tshore le ya di fumana mo mare le tsona le sa di batla. Ho etsalang ka yona tabe?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yadi tank is not safe just because people are gone. You can find that there's no one who is going to secure that place. And and now there are a lot of diseases just because there's no one who can take care of those waters. That's why we are saying we are tired of those water tank. We just need the water that is flowing.
Thank you so much for your time. There you have it. There's that issue of the water tankers. Yes, they do receive them, but another fear that they are saying they have is the issue of how clean is the water in those tankers. But I will tell you that residents here are very angry, and some of them are just hoping more than anything for answers. They were saying they do not want to be violent, and they just want to deal with this amicably with the city of Joburg and, of course, Joburg Water.
Neria, thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News reporter Neria Hlakotsa there, who's in Ebony Park, where residents are demanding water.